at least here where I live. But Monday evening, Monday afternoon, or Monday night in some parts of the world. So hopefully you guys can hear me now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the den. We got some really interesting news, interesting things today going on. It's Monday. Hope everybody is doing well. Fantastic. Hopefully, it's a fantastic start to the week. You guys have amazing things going on. We don't really get political in this channel, but today I just wanted to briefly touch on something that I think is important. So we have a lot of Americans in the chat. We have a lot of maybe some. We have some Canadians. I don't know. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Tell me in the chat if you can hear me or not. Hey CF, how you doing? So I wanted to play this.
I expect a lot of good things. From all meetings, I expect good things. Expensive, ever built. We lost 38,000 men. In that case, all men. But we think it's appropriate. What?
Will tomorrow's tariffs be inclusive of Canadian crude?
I'm probably going to reduce the tariff a little bit on that. We think we're going to bring it down to 10% on the.
Hey, jungkook,
so
how
it's
you
25% on the Canada side.
Mr. President,
So, this is Donald Trump talking about doing tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And he has announced on Saturday that he is going to put a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods and a 10% tariff on Canadian energy. Same thing with the Mexico side, and a 10% tariff on all Chinese goods coming into America. I gotta say this is not good. As a person who lives in Canada, who's a Canadian, I want to tell people, to any American out there that thinks this is a good idea, that this is a good plan, it's not. This is not good for America. This is not good for Canada. It's not good for anybody. It just makes us all have to bear the cost more. Everything becomes more expensive. Everything becomes tougher. So again, this is not a good idea. This is not a good thing. If there's something you can do, writing to your congressperson to say, hey, these tariffs are terrible. This is a horrendous idea. You are alienating your closest partners and allies. Then I think we should do that. And I think we should advocate for that, because the bond between America and Canada is probably the strongest and most powerful bond in geopolitics. There is no one closer, more aligned, more supportive than the United States-Canada relationship. And that's important. We will get to some videos today. React to Taemin wants music video. See, the thing is, I want to do some Taemin stuff on the channel, and I also don't want to get the live stream strike, like copyright striked, because I'm sure if you've been in the live streams, you've seen it happen literally live, where we've got shut down by YouTube for reacting to music. We tried to do RM's album, got shut down twice. I got shut down for doing the documentary with Coldplay BTS because it had a little bit of the song My Universe by Coldplay and BTS, and YouTube shut me down for that. I also got we also got shut down for another song. I think it was Day 6 we got shut down for. So I'd prefer not to do music videos in the live stream, because it's just gonna get copyright striked by YouTube. So if we could do maybe if we could do a video on Taemin where it's just like talking about kind of like his background, like how he came to be the superstar he is, we can do that too. But I'd prefer not to do the music, just because we're going to 1,000,000% get copyrighted by YouTube for that. So, what do you guys think? What are you guys saying? I also got we also need to do episode 3 of SB19, the story. I want to get, I think it's like, if I remember correctly, it's like 7 or 8 episodes, and we're gonna get through it piece by piece. So yeah, like, I don't know. What do you guys feel like? What are we doing today? What are we doing
tonight?
I have not seen the whole Trump South Africa. What is this Trump South Africa thing? What is this? To cut funny. Oh, okay. I can already, oh my god, I can already tell you this was because, if this is what you're talking about, this is 1,000,000% because of Elon Musk. This is 1,000,000% because of Elon Musk and because Elon Musk, I don't know if many of you know, he's actually South African. And so he grew up in South Africa, he went to Canada, studied, went to the US, and made money. Well, he made money in Canada, but he also made money in US. And anyways, so land ownership is a issue in South Africa. It's a complicated story. You know what? Like, I'd love to do a deep dive on it, so we can get to it eventually. Like, you know what? Maybe we'll do a stream where we just go political on it, because I have a degree in political science and I have a lot to say. Probably not today. I'm really tired from work. I had a terrible day at work. So we can do that one day, though. I'm totally interested. I feel like there's a lot to say, and it's going to be cool content, I think. It's going to be some really cool content if we do that. Yeah, so anything BTS, 1OK Rock, Dimash, let's, what does it say? Leave politics. Yeah, sure. We can trust me, I feel like today's not the day for it. But you know what? Just because the Sana wanted to do Taemin, hopefully I'm saying his name right. Let's do some Taemin, like, let's see if there's like a story behind him or like a documentary. Just kind of okay, the stage. This seems like it would get copyright because it's SM Town. Let's do this one.
On March 5th of this year, fans woke up to...
I feel like, okay, would this video be controversial, anybody? Would this be controversial? Yeah, not today. But we can definitely talk politics another day, but not today. I definitely am not in the mood. Do you think this will be controversial? I don't think so. So I'm gonna say let's watch it and let's get involved.
Reports that Shiny's Taemin had left SM Entertainment after 16 years of being...
I'll also put captions for everybody.
...in the company. Reports from SPO TV News and YTN said that both Taemin and ONU wouldn't be renewing their individual contracts, and in response to this, SM gave a pretty vague statement that read, "While future plans remain unconfirmed for the pair, they are actively considering various options." They also confirmed that Taemin's contract would be expiring this month. Everyone was shocked, to say the least. Taemin is one of the most notable artists under SM, so for him to leave after 16 years of being in the company was unexpected.
16 years. That's incredible. That's insane. React to 2024 and hyphen. Okay, I'm gonna pin that, and then I'm down to do that. We can do in hyphen. I'm down for that after this video, because I feel like this video is actually kind of cool. It's a little drama-y, but I feel like it's really cool. But 16 years is a long time.
Korean netizens were especially surprised since, according to them, Taemin had been treated and promoted well by the company, so there's no reason for him to leave. Some comments on online forums said, why? Weren't they pretty good at pushing him? They also match well with Taemin's concept. But on the other hand, many international fans claimed that his schedules had not been handled well, so it's difficult to make a conclusion out of that. But let's focus on the real questions here though. Why is Taemin leaving the company? One of the most ridiculous theories that are flowing around is that Taemin got convinced to leave.
Okay, I am watching the video, but I just wanted, this is a really cool thing in the chat. Did you know Taemin and Jimin are best friends? I did not know that they are best friends. That's really cool. It's a small world. Honestly, I was wondering if people outside of each other's groups are like homies and friends. That's really cool. Like finding out like Chris Martin and I believe it was Jin are like really good friends, and now that I'm seeing Taemin and Jimin are really close friends. That's really cool. I really enjoy that. I really like that there's a community of musicians, you know? It's good to see that. Taemin was 14 at the time of his debut. I don't remember how old he was when he started as a trainee. Wow, they really start them young. Also, Jimin and Taemin also did a TikTok with Taemin for his song Guilty. We should check that out. I'll check that out after. We can check that out.
Leave the company by none other than Baekhyun. If you remember, back in June of last year, Baekhyun, Chen, and Sumin filed a lawsuit against SM to terminate their exclusive contracts with the company.
Also, just off some of this, it seems like SM Entertainment, and maybe I'm wrong here, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like SM Entertainment has a lot of controversy in terms of how they treat their artists. Would that be a fair statement?
Instead of admitting that they might not have been treating the members as well as they deserve to be treated, SM went on and accused outside forces of trying to poach the artists. In their statement, they mentioned that the 3 members were given incorrect information, false court papers, and unreasonable offers. They also mentioned that these outside influences were using rumors, defamation, and manipulation to force their artists to break their exclusive.
See, that's horrible. That kind of activity by the company to force people into contracts is horrendous and is a terrible way to do things. If you guys know in the chat, I'm curious as I'm watching this, does anyone know what is the best or the worst record labels based off reputation? Like, is Hybe a good one? JYP, SM? Like, what's the scenario here? The idols are friends. It's the fandoms that fight each other. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all by that statement. I'm not even surprised that that's even a thing. I feel like it is that way. I feel like it's all love. Honestly, when it's artists, it's all love. We all love seeing each other be successful and rise up. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. But for the most part, it's all love. SM and JYP both do that. Okay, that's not good. So if anybody would suggest what was the best label, or at least the most respectful label to their artists, because I'm kind of curious.
Contracts or sign multiple contracts which are clearly illegal. Additionally, these outside influences were said to be targeting more of their SM's artists after reaching out to a few initially. While SM didn't mention any names or point fingers at anyone in their statement, Ilgan Sports reported that SM sent a notice to Big Planet Made, where MC Mong was said to work as an internal director. They did this because they found evidence that officials from Big Planet Made were trying to convince the 3 members to join their company and had even met up with them. While these reports turned out to be completely false, people still weren't happy that Big Planet Made was being involved in this in the first place. So how does all this relate to Taemin? Well, when the news of Taemin leaving the company came out, there were also reports that he was going to sign with Big Planet Made. There's no information on this though, as the label has yet to verify whether they're signing him as an artist or not, while Taemin hasn't addressed the report either. However, netizens as well as Taemin's fans themselves are seriously hoping that these are just rumors and that Taemin will decide to sign with any other agency. If you didn't know, Big Planet Made is home to artists such as Viviz, Lee Moojin, Ha Sung-woon, and others, but netizens primarily associate it with its co-founder MC Mong. The netizens' distaste of him dates back to 2010 when MC Mong.
That's interesting. There's like a personal distaste for him. I mean, they're going to explain why in a second, but this is interesting.
Mong was accused of pulling out healthy teeth to avoid military service.
Is this what? Is this a controversial like, wait, so people, well, you know, I'm not surprised people make excuses to get out of military service. I didn't know it's this big of a deal, or it's this disrespectful in South Korean culture. I know everybody has to do military service who's a male. But wow. That's an interesting way to go about avoiding military service. I'm not gonna lie.
While he was cleared of the duty, he received a suspended 6-month jail term and 1-year probation for intentionally delaying enlistment. Considering how serious South Koreans are when it comes to their mandatory enlistment, MC Mong's alleged stunt to avoid it wasn't received well and left quite a dent in his reputation. He also recently got fined for not showing up in court for the trial about the coin listing kickback case. Because of his...
Okay, it seems like MC Mong is not the best character in the world. I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't seem like he's the best character to go by. But I don't know. I don't know if he's a good manager of artists though. So that's he's definitely a shady character just based off of these, but some of these are I don't know how much of these allegations are verified in fact. Not that I'm his lawyer or anything. Hybe is a good one because Bang PD is chairman of the board and also treats idols very well. It's the small names under Hybe who are awful, especially the label New Jeans were under. The lady was really bad. Sorry, what do you mean by that? Like jungkook, what do you mean by that? Have you ever watched Sugar's talk show? I don't know if you can watch it live. Maybe I can. We'll see. Maybe I can, CF. A lot of actors and idols who have actually qualified to be exempt from military service and fight to participate. It's a big source of pride for them. Yeah, I could see that. If he watches it on Twitch and uploads it on here, he'll be fine. But yeah, okay, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know how YouTube's gonna deal with this. But let's get back to the video.
His controversies, MC Mong isn't heavily involved with the company anymore as their executive director, at least not on paper. Despite the company's claims that he has since resigned from his position, many netizens think he still controls the company from behind the scenes, arguing that he probably isn't officially listed because of his past controversies. Due to MC Mong's past, many netizens aren't a big fan of BPM and think that Taemin would just ruin his career if he really were to go there. Not only that, but fans of artists under BPM have long complained that the company doesn't treat the idols right. Let's take Ren from New East as an example. For around a month, his profiles on music streaming platforms such as Spotify and Apple Music as well as YouTube and Amazon have been hacked. Despite fans' best efforts to alert the company and resolve the issue, they haven't been successful. A fan also mentioned their disappointing experience at Ren's fan concert, noting that there was only a crumpled banner of him in the waiting room which they felt was unprofessional. Overall, there have been some complaints about how they market and promote their artists, and since Taemin was already facing some problems in
You know, I'd say this. As a company who I don't own a record label, FYI, in case you didn't know. I'm just a lowly artist. I feel like out of respect, I mean everybody, like, look, if you're Warner Music, man, you got an endless frickin' budget, right? You can put the time, money, and effort, and people to tailor a narrative, a story, a production around an artist, right? You can do that. Now, I don't know how big this label is, but I can imagine if you're a smaller label with not a big budget, you got a really talented artist. It's like there's only so much manpower, so much money, and so much stuff you can throw at an artist to make him look cool or her look cool and make things look amazing. It's really limited in certain senses. So I feel like this label is freaking huge though. So I don't know what is happening to not give them the artists what they need. Maybe they just don't care. That is totally
SM, he doesn't need to go through the same treatment in another company. Additionally, people think that since BPM has only been an official company for 3 years, they don't have the resources to handle.
Okay, this is literally answering my criticism that I said. Well, it wasn't a criticism. It was kind of like a to be fair moment for them. Because I was like, if they're new or a small label, like, it's hard to, like, okay, so they're 3 years old at the time of making this video. They potentially don't have a big budget, and they have a CEO who's kind of crazy that they potentially laid off, maybe, who knows. So I'd give them some slack just based off this evidence. I don't know what's about to happen next because I'm watching it live for the first time. But just off that, I kind of would give them slack. But
handle an artist of Taemin's caliber, but of course these are just people's assumptions. However, there's people arguing otherwise. First of all, Taemin's fans are convinced that he would have thought through his decision, so there's no need to be worried. He has an experience of 16 years and wouldn't choose a company that he thought wouldn't treat him right. Secondly, a lot of people have also argued that BPM isn't that bad of a company that everyone is making it to be. A Twitter user mentioned that Vivas have frequent comebacks and have a lot of releases in less than 2 years as well as regular schedules. Another user wrote, "For Vivas, the managers are nice, the girls are very happy, and the makeup and styling has been better than what Vivas has ever been getting." Additionally, as far as we have seen, the artists under BPM have been releasing great music, even if the promotions have been lackluster. Knowing that Taemin has probably considered everything before supposedly choosing to sign with them, maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing for Taemin to be an artist under them. A counterpoint that a lot of his fans have been making, though, is that this could be all media play from SM's side. As we mentioned, when the report of him joining BPM came out, an insider went on to claim that Baekhyun had been the one to convince him to join the company and leave SM. This caused Baekhyun, BPM, MC Mong, and even Taemin to receive a lot of hate. Following the news of
interesting. Very interesting.
his departure, many believe SM has been orchestrating a big smear campaign to sway public opinion against all parties involved. Considering that Baekhyun sued SM last year and established his own company to manage his solo activities, it wouldn't be surprising for SM to try to involve him in matters that could result in public backlash. There's also a lot of similarities between how the events unfolded when the EXO members filed the lawsuit and when Taemin left. Both times the news leaked before the artists could address the fans and break the news themselves. This then led them trying to calm the fans down and clarify everything. Also, there were rumors of external forces trying to poach them, and then a ton of online forum posts praising SM and the members who renewed their contracts. Also, both times the leaders of each respective group had to reassure fans and urge them to trust the members. So as you can see, it appears that there are way too many similarities between the two cases. But why is BPM being involved in this mess after all? Well, considering that they were already accused of poaching the EXO members, it would be more likely to believe that they were trying to pull the same thing again, but now with Taemin.
Okay, so they're poachers. Interesting. There's a lot going on in this story. Like, this is actually quite compelling and quite interesting. Now, how much of it is the truth and how much is it allegations and such? That's I mean, I guess some of it we'll never know for sure. But that's the drama and the allure of music, isn't it? Have you watched them live? Okay, some big labels have smaller labels under their umbrella. The label, okay, yeah. Obviously, I would advise to watch Suga interviewing BTS members first, but episode 20 with Taemin. Is this all, this is all on YouTube, right? Like CF. Is this all on YouTube? SM always has been hostile to artists that have tried to leave. Man, they're punished in some way, shape, or form. I kind of hate that behavior. I'm not going to lie. I hate that behavior. That's unprofessional. It is unprofessional and it's kind of disgusting to do that. Not going to lie. Yeah, it is. It probably left Taemin with a very bitter taste in his mouth.
Moreover, recent conflicts have surfaced between BPM and Kakao, the largest shareholder in SM, which might explain the company's animosity towards them. To explain what's going on March 4th, BPM revealed they filed a complaint with the Fair Trade Commission in January against Kakao Entertainment, accusing them of unfair practices in distributing music royalties. According to them, Kakao Entertainment allegedly charges much higher distribution fees to independent agencies compared to its own affiliates. Per BPM's claims, regular agencies pay around 20% 20% in distribution fees, while Kakao Entertainment affiliates pay only 5 to 6%. This difference not only affects fair competition but also harms smaller players in the industry due to Kakao Entertainment's dominance. Kakao, as expected, denied the accusations, stating that music distribution fees are determined by different factors. However, BPM are stuck with them as they can't technically terminate their contract with Kakao despite wanting to. Since the 2021 contract between the two parties is still valid, Kakao rejected BPM's request to put an end to it. But leaving the issues between BPM, SM, and Kakao behind, it appears that Taemin's reason for leaving isn't related to poaching or Baekhyun whatsoever, it's because SM isn't treating him right. The most recent incident which shows this is Taemin.
It seems like SM just really struggles to please their artists. Now, I will say this just as a nuanced discussion we have. Some artists you can never please because some artists are just unreasonable, right? They don't care. They just want everything their way and they want a boatload of money. And even when you tell them, we can't do that, they don't care. And they'll make a fuss about it and make you look like a villain. Do I think that's the case here? Honestly, no. Because it seems like SM has a very large track record of not treating their artists and employees very right. But what I'm trying to say is there's two sides to every story. And to be honest, I believe Taemin probably just wasn't getting treated right. Saw other people he knew in the industry, other idols, moving on and having a much better life and probably weren't as miserable. He probably stayed for 16 years because of the loyalty he has. Trust me, loyalty runs deep, you know. Sometimes you know what it is? It's an indoctrination. It literally is, and I'm not even saying that in a negative connotation, but there is an indoctrination to be like, this is all I've ever known. This is what I grew up with. This is my home. So I need to stay in this company for as long as I can. They're the ones who found me. They're the ones who treated me right, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes, like, it's not until you leave and you go to another company and you start working for another company and then everybody at that other company is so much nicer. The environment's not toxic. You don't hate your life. You're not miserable. You're not depressed. You're not struggling. You don't feel abused. Then all of a sudden, it's just like, oh my God, like, they were just terrible. And I was just loyal for nothing because these people are so much nicer and I'm maybe getting paid a little bit more or whatever. So it's a nuanced balance of all these things, right? Yes, one. Bangtan TV, BTS's channel. Okay, hi, I finally catched live. What are we doing? So we're checking why Shiny's Taemin left SM. That's what we're checking out. SM is better at group promotions. They had multiple artists express disappointment and unhappiness with solo projects. Okay, most artists that have left have been because of solo contracts. Okay, please react to Suga Army. Taekook doesn't have to say a word to understand each other. Instant telepathy. The three former EXO members, Jessica from Girls' Generation, now more EXO members, Taemin. Okay, so it kind of feels like an exodus from SM, to be honest with you.
Taemin's inability to perform his hit song Guilty at year-end shows. In a live stream, Taemin mentioned that he wanted to perform the song at these shows, so he felt really sad when he realized that it wouldn't happen. Fans blamed SM Entertainment for not making it possible for an artist like Taemin to perform at an award show. Even Yeonjun from TXT performed Guilty, but not Taemin, and even though this is not Yeonjun's fault, this felt like a slap in the face to the fans. It's also scandalous that Taemin has never had a world tour, and even if he has performances, SM books him smaller venues as if he has no selling power. Moreover, there was the criminal fiasco a few years back, during which Taemin expressed frustration because a teaser of his upcoming song was unexpectedly disclosed on his reality show Rare Tem. He said, "My plans have collapsed. I'm so upset. It's the kind of song that shouldn't have given a first impression like this. It's really so depressing." That era in general was a disaster. His comeback date kept being pushed, and when it finally happened, it overlapped with Super M's release and it was poorly promoted. The best possible explanation for for this is that there's too many problems with SM, so it's not at all surprising that so many artists are jumping ship. Girls' Generation Sunny, Super Junior's Donghae, Eunhyuk and Kyuhyun, EXO's D.O, Chen Schumann and Baekhyun, and finally Taemin and ONU. Conflicts within Lee Soo-min's family, along with complications regarding the company's shares and other issues that we're probably not aware of, have led to the artists parting ways, despite having no previous intentions to do so. So for people to act like the only reason that Taemin is leaving is a master plan between BPM and Baekhyun is an insult to everyone's intelligence, especially considering how much importance Taemin puts in his craft. At this point, it's important to trust and support him in whatever he chooses to do because he knows exactly what he's doing and he would never let the fans down.
Okay. Wait. Okay, that was really interesting. That was really interesting because I feel like we got a lot of juice right there. We got a lot of juice. Now, how much is speculation? How much is the truth? I don't know. I don't know the insides. I'm not an insider in the K-pop industry, and I feel like a lot of people aren't. But, you know, we speculate a little bit. That was really interesting. That was actually quite fascinating, even though we kind of randomly clicked on that.
Everyone's intelligence,
And there's
especially
actually another
considering how much
incredibly
importance
fascinating-
Taemin puts in his craft. At this point, it's important to
wait.
trust and support him in whatever he chooses to do because
wait.
he knows.
This looks super interesting. And I feel like we need to do this. I feel like we need to do this, but we're gonna try to do the BTS thing first. Well, first we got to do the ENHYPEN one, and then we're gonna do the BTS one, right? So let me just set up the two. Please react to Shogarmi. We talked about that. He's one of the biggest solo artists they had left. Really? Taemin. What? Okay. Okay, I just need a... What was it? 2024 guide. Guide to ENHYPEN. And then what was the other one? It was... Suga. Okay, so episode 20. Okay. So let's take a look here. Okay. What are we saying? Oh my god, is this the video? This is 57 minutes. God damn. Is this it? Okay, if this is the video, then let's do this one first. Oh, damn it, man. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to play this. There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, there's at least 20 songs playing in this. Why is there 20 songs? I thought this is an interview. BTS meme song. Are you talking about Jin song, like the tuna song? Because we have done that. Which meme song? Why does Taemin talk so well? He's just a how do you say? A well-spoken man. A well-spoken young gentleman. So this has a lot of music in it. I feel like I'm gonna get the live stream shut down for this. Isn't this the show? Isn't this the show? Is this not the show? Oh, this has a bunch of music too. Oh, man, I feel like I'm gonna get copyright striked here. I feel like we're gonna get copyright strike tonight. Okay. All right, if the stream shuts down, the stream shuts down. We're gonna start with Suga. Okay. Wait a minute. They're drinking on set? That's crazy. That's crazy. They're drinking on set. If anybody knows, is there a big drinking culture in South Korea? Is there? I'd love to know. So him and Jimin are really close friends, and I guess Jimin talked to Suga to probably be like, hey, I really think you should put him on your show. I think it would be really interesting. And I think Jimin probably talked to Taemin and been like, hey, you'd have a great time on this show. You should check it out. And so I'm like I guess Jimin was the middleman in this to set this up. And that's really cool, I gotta say. The guest always needs to bring a drink. Is that a cultural thing, or just for the show they kind of do that? Huge drinking culture. Okay, so we just got a bunch of alcoholics. Oh, that's so funny. I knew it. I was like, bro, this looks like a Kronenberg. How did I know that? I just knew the I just saw the label. I'm like, bro, this looks like a Kronenberg. Boys, ladies and gentlemen, cheers. Cheers to this. Jin brought a bottle of 80% alcohol? What the hell is that? Moonshine? What is that? Everclear? 80%? That'll kill you, bro. I'm just actually curious now that he's talking about his transition and how it is to be him and stuff. When was this? This was a year ago. Okay, no, this was 2 years ago, really. Because I wonder what he would if Taemin was in this interview today, what would he say to Suga now about his transition? Would he say he's still there in that transitional phase, or do you think he'd say something else? Oh, this is the best episode. You know what's funny? Like, I feel like a lot of artists have like this inflection point when they're creating a new piece of artwork. Definitely we had that with our mixtape Midnight Club. There was an inflection point where we're deciding, where are we going, what songs are we choosing, where in the track list it goes. So I always love seeing like when other artists talk about what their inflection point, because it's like the point of like the highest uncertainty and like, I don't know where this is going. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. Is this going the way I want it to be going? All these things, right? It's a scary moment. But it's something you have to ride through, because at the end you'll always be happier as an artist, being like, I'm glad I made this piece of art. I'm glad I did this. Really enjoyed the episode with JK, the first one. A lot of episodes are very good. All the BTS episodes are special, and generally every episode with the member, they always had different energy. I can believe that. I'd agree with that. And you know what? Maybe we can make this a series where we all watch like a bunch of these episodes. JK is intentionally a brat with Suga because he knows he won't get scolded. Fair enough. Yeah, that's basically my brother. That's a really good attitude to have. That's a really good attitude to have, to be a virtuous role model to the younger generation, because once upon a time you were that young person looking up to a superstar artist. You know, yeah, you hope to be that. It's crazy because once upon a time you're that kid who's like, I want to be like this person. I want to be that. And then you build your own lane in your own territory, in your own space. And it's really cool. And then it's like, oh, I am that. Okay, quickly, just so you know, we've detected, this is I got a warning from YouTube. We've detected in your stream belonging to someone else. Your stream may temporarily be blocked if you continue. Please ensure that the owner. Yeah, well, I wish Bangtan would add me to their list. So I'm just gonna step away from it for a second, just because I don't want the stream to get shut down, guys. I was worried this might happen. So let's just take a second off from that. I'm just gonna read some of the chats so YouTube doesn't shut me down. Episode 3 with Taeyang of Big Bang It shows mutual respect between artists and it's offended who are idiots. Okay. No, no way my stream got shut down. Oh my god.